Boom, salutations. I want to talk about non-humans and Shaktipat. And when I say non-humans, whether it be extraterrestrial or non-corporeal beings, but just non-humans and Shaktipat. And what I understand Shaktipat to be during the first time I started studying, especially the gurus and the swamis. Now, Shaktipat is when the guru touches you and you have a kundalini release, and also all your chakras begin to turn, and you have an enlightenment, instant enlightenment from a touch that you get from a guru. So that led a lot of disciples and students to follow the guru, just trying to get Shaktipat. Okay, so that's an enlightening touch of a type. Now, taking that in contrast to some other things I had studied and heard about in Toltec ways, give example, Carlos Castaneda. When Don Juan Mattis would push him into heightened awareness, he would slap him on the middle of the back between his shoulder blades, and it would send him into heightened awareness. So that's pushing the assemblage point. So that's also a type of Shaktipat that actually gives some type of an enlightenment, or at least considering heightened awareness. All right. Now, what I know, what I've experienced is around, and I think this takes us a lot into what actually vibration these beings are that you're dealing with, that you're having your encounter with. All right. A couple of them that I've dealt with, not all of them, when I was in their presence, they did not touch me, just in their presence, I seemed to get Shaktipat. And sometimes some of these experiences will happen for some of us. A kundalini release can just happen when you're near some of this technology and near some of these crafts. But when you're around the beings themselves, you can have this type. I think that they're conscious. And that's why I'm saying the beings I've dealt with, they're definitely not robots, the ones I've dealt with. And consciously, awareness-wise, when dealing with awareness and consciousness, they seem more present than us, a little more evolved. That's just the way they feel to me, all right? Anyway, concerning Shaktipat, like a being that I did get this from, beings would be like these, which would be the throne beings that I've shown you before, okay? Berdetti. And this experience here is one of the ones that I don't talk about a lot, because although I was physically feeling something, I was also bilocated when I was around this being. I was bilocated when I was around them. But I felt that type of enlightenment and that type of kundalini release. Even after the contact was over, I was still feeling that elation and that feeling, okay? Now, taking that, and Xandar's another one I felt that around on that ship. I'll show you, I don't have that picture right now. But anyway, I've shown you that before too. That's another one. Now, let's take this and just contrast it a little bit. Like with this being right here that I call the mother of the hybrids. She did something different to me, all right? When I was in a room, probably about at least 15 feet away from this being, and she's cradling this thing, and she's asking for my help, okay? She bilocated me to where I smashed into it's like I was smashing into this huge eye. And the eye's a little bigger than you see here. So I have a thought that she somehow, through the optical nerves, consciously bilocated me from my body and pulled out my dream, my energy body. My friend Dell was laughing. We were on the phone the other day, and she goes, you know, I was watching Doctor Strange. I just saw it the other day. And it was a good movie, too. But she said when he got knocked out of his body by that woman, that's kind of what happened to you with that mother of the hybrid. And I was like, well, I didn't think about that. But when he put it like that, yeah. But okay, so that deals a lot. Consciously, a being that is able to bilocate us. Most people, we're not there yet, all right? So obviously we have some evolution to go. But I just want to take that and kind of put that into contrast. There are other ways that I've seen that Shaktipat can be done also concerning sound. You can use sound and mantras to do it also. So these are just certain things that I think that is important to realize when we're around beings that are consciously more evolved than us and at a faster vibration. It is possible for us to get some type of a Shaktipat and kundalini release, or chakras start turning, the energy vortexes of our body being in the presence of these beings. I think in some ways that can make it to where when you're not face to face with some of them, you have a hard time remembering some things about them because it's that advanced and that quick of a contact. So I'm looking at my notes real quick, see if there's anything I didn't go over. That is most of it right there. I think that's, I'll hit back on that again. Okay, after the experiences, and after being around these non-humans, I felt elated. All right, and I felt very much, and like even with somebody else with me on several of these encounters, we would start exchanging information, but then it starts fading the further you get from the horizon, the event horizon itself. So just within a few minutes, you're starting to look at each other and go, what just happened? But you can still see the technology, the beings, and some of the information is still there, but it starts sliding. It's like we have a hard time retaining it. So in that way, I've talked about hypnosis a lot. Don't be scared of that. Don't be scared to go get a professional hypnosis that is recorded, that you have control over, that you can target to find out if you've had experiences like this, and retain the information that your superconscious records at all times, and your subconscious. Anyway, I think I'm going too far left on this. Apologies, folks. But I think it's important to talk about this because I don't hear a lot of other contactees talking about it. But I know a lot of people have experienced this. Some of you may have woke up in your bed and there's physically a being standing in your room and they make you feel this way. So there's a different modality and contact I wanted to address here when talking about Shaktipat and how that relates to some of the gurus and what the swamis were capable of doing, because we're dealing with beings on that type of a level, all right, or even higher. So just food for thought, if nothing else. Please subscribe. Please come over to Patreon also and support our Patreon. Subscribe there. There's a few people there, and that's what keeps these videos coming. I think a lot of people want to say, oh, your videos aren't long enough, or they're too long, or want you to have a desk in front of you, or all these little requests I get. That's fine, but come over to Patreon if you want me to really listen and take you serious. All right? Come over to Patreon. I listen to people there. They influence the fact these videos are still being made. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Please subscribe. Please push the like button. Please share the videos. Peace.